watching Anger with Shri Shri. I'm Jujhar Singh. Anger is a destructive emotion in most of us. We get angry in our homes and offices, and now we're getting increasingly angry as a society. We're angry at the corruption, at the Delhi gang rape, at the beheadings on the LSE, even at writers and artists who say things that we don't like to hear. How do we account for this? And how do we deal with the anger within us? We're very happy to have with us the founder of the Art of Living, Shri Shri Ravi Shankar, with us. Guruji, it's wonderful talking to you again. My pranams to you.
Pranams.
My first question, do you ever get angry?
I got angry few times. I can count on my fingers, yes.
On your fingers?
Yeah, yeah. But it doesn't stay longer. It just stays for a few minutes, that's it.
So it's normal to get angry, but the trick is to control it very quickly.
It's good to get angry. We must get angry at injustice. Otherwise, we will take everything lying down. Anger is a very powerful tool to motivate any human beings to do something. But it should be within one's control.
Perhaps later in the program, toward the end, I'm going to ask you for some ideas, some tips as to how we can deal with anger within ourselves. But let me just ask you, because the last recent past, a lot of things have been happening around us. In the last few days, for example, some Muslim groups are angry with Kamal Hassan's film Vishwarupam. You also have, some groups who've been angry with Ashish Nandi over his Dalit remarks. But there are also those who say that there should be freedom of expression. What do you think?
When anger is within you, has housed in your system, it just wants some anger to come out, some excuse to come out. Sometimes the things we are angry at it are not really worth being angry at it. For example, an artist is expressing his views. He should have full freedom to express whatever he wants to. Sometimes it could be derogatory, sometimes it is insulting. So what? You don't have to hear all the time good things about you. You can hear sometimes which you don't want to hear also.
Because most ideas will upset somebody or the other.
Yeah. Yeah. Every idea will upset someone or other.
Yeah.
So you need to give the freedom of expression to people.
Guruji, last month we were also very angry at the beheading of Indian soldiers by the Pakistanis along the LSE.
That is a very just anger. Yeah. That's what I said, we must be angry at injustice.
When these things happen, how should we react to them?
We should send a very strong message to them, that we don't take things lying down. We stand for values. And when values are hurt or destroyed, or in an attempt to derail them, it's our duty to stand up and speak. For example, in Mahabharata,
and act as well.
Correct.
Against Pakistan.
Absolutely. See what happened in Mahabharata. When with Bhishma, Lord Krishna got angry. He took the Sudarshana chakra. There is a limit for tolerance. You should give a long rope. But when things are being taken for granted, then it becomes very, very important for the person to take action and express their displeasure. Again, I am telling, I am for non-violent way of expression. I would like people to express their displeasure in a non-violent way now. Anger, not with violence, but with ascertained views expressed in a non-violent manner.
A few months ago, Guruji, there were a lot of Pakistani Hindus who were fleeing to India. They were complaining that there were forcible conversions going on over there. What do you say to that?
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. We live in the world, we are in 21st century, we are not living in the Middle Ages. Everybody should have their freedom of religion, freedom of faith. This forcible conversion or converting people with coaxing them, coercing to any sort of allurement is also equally bad. Mahatma Gandhi has said many things about conversion, that it was the worst thing that can happen to human beings.
I believe you visited Pakistan last year. What did you see, and what were the people there like?
You know, people are very good. People of Pakistan are very good. They're very cordial. You know, there is one thing that's, we can't label all the people of Pakistan are bad. No, no. They are like us. You know, there are bad elements everywhere. There are corrupt elements everywhere. When Pakistan society itself is a victim of terrorism, every day there is bomb blast there, and people are fed up with it. I tell you, people of Pakistan gave me such a rousing welcome, and they are beautiful people, and we have centers also running there. You know, not everyone in Pakistan are intolerant. If we think like that, it's wrong. There are just a few groups, few fringe elements, I would say, who are, some of them may be in limelight also, that who create such disturbance or spread such intolerance in society.
And then Guruji, back home, we had our Home Minister Sushil Kumar Shinde talking about Hindu terrorism. How did you feel when you heard that?
You know, in Hindi we say, "Til ko pahad bana de, pahad ko til samajhe." ये बात हो जाती है. You know, making a mountain out of a mouse hole. Yeah, there may be some people in the Hindu community also who are not, you know, following the path of the precepts of Hinduism. Such people are everywhere. Religion should not be associated with terrorism. I would like to re-emphasize that, you know.
You believe that terms like Hindu terrorism or even Islamic terrorism are wrong?
No, it should not. It should not. Then, you know, it gives an idea to people who all the Hindus are terrorists. Or, it's, I mean, the country is run by a big group of terrorists. This sort of ideas we are sending message to people abroad. You know, this is a very bad international PR. It's an image beating for our country, I would say.
Guruji, and then let's talk about the Delhi gang rape case. You know, but unfortunately we see that rapes and crimes against women are continuing absolutely unabated even since the outcry in December. You know, why do we treat our women so badly?
Here again, we should not generalize this. We should not generalize that everybody is treating their women badly. I don't think so, but of course, this is a very, very serious issue.
Because, you know, we're a culture that actually respects women. We worship goddesses.
Correct, correct, correct. And it's the most painful thing to see in such a country where women have been respected. We write of Srimati and Shri. You know, in India, we don't say not Mr. and Mrs. It's Mrs. This has been our tradition. But in this country, such a brutal...
We were now at Mrs. and Mr.
Yeah, this is brutal. It's so brutal. It's unpardonable. Women being treated this way is unpardonable. One thing is we need to educate. I think the media and the film industry can play a big role in this to reduce crime and violence. Second thing I would say is alcohol and these intoxicants. When people are under the influence of intoxicant, they treat women very badly. This is happening in every village, I would say. People drink and they come home and beat up their wife.
Yeah, it's a big problem in the rural areas.
Rural areas as well. And children are scared to look at their parents when they are, their father, when they are drunk.
Yeah. But, you know, I just want to ask you because, you know, after this Delhi gang rape case and all those people came out in the streets of Delhi and elsewhere, they were saying, you know, we want capital punishment for the rapists, chemical castration. What is your view on these kind of things?
World over today, civilized societies are getting rid of capital punishments. I am not of the opinion we should have capital punishment. We should have lifetime imprisonment.
For anything?
For anything, for that matter.
Whatever the crime?
Yeah, whatever the crime is. They should be put in the jail for their lifetime. Even
someone like Ajmal Kasab?
As I'm saying, you know, personally, this is my personal view. I am not for capital punishment. I always hold at least some hope in transformation of people. Because I worked with the hardcore criminals, with terrorists in the prison, and when they get some wisdom, when they learn meditation, you know how much they regret what they have done. And in fact, they say, why didn't we get this knowledge before? Otherwise, our life would have been much different.
Guruji, let's take a short break now. When we come back, we'll talk about the people's movements that have been, spread across our country, whether it's crimes against women or corruption. And we'll also talk about what the solutions are and how do we deal with anger within ourselves. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're watching Shri Shri on Anger. I'm Jujhar Singh. Guruji, in the last 4 years, there have actually been 3 major people's movements. The first was directed against Pakistan and terrorism. Then we had another one directed against the government on corruption, led by Anna Hazare. And then we've had another one directed against the government because of crimes against women, because of the gang rape case. There's a lot of anger that people have felt over all these 3 particular movements. What's going on? Is there sort of churning going on in our society?
A sign of waking up. That people are woken up for the very hard realities that they have to face. Now, this anger needs a channel. Just shouting in the streets or destroying the buses and asking capital punishment for somebody who has already murdered it's not going to help. We are a country where we used to take pride in being non-violent.
But whenever the protests have been peaceful, the public protests, you're in support of that kind of, people coming out on the roads and asking for justice.
Yeah.
It should just not become violent.
It should not become violent. We should not take to violence at any cost.
But what is happening?
What is the difference between Egypt and Syria and India?
Yeah.
In India, we have such a great wisdom, we have such a great background about non-violence, a peaceful coexistence. We are very much different. And if we are cut off from our roots, that is non-violence and justice for all. When we put this thing, a helpline, we started a helpline for anybody whom they say even slightest violent tendency. Such things happen because of some hormonal defect in the person, number one, or too much stress and lack of sense of belongingness in that. So we need to attend these people. It's treated like a disease.
But it's a protest against injustice in the system as well.
No,
like on corruption or on crimes against women or
no, that is needed. We need laws. I'm telling you, it's not just the laws that's going to correct the society. We need to take a proactive role and set the mindset correct.
But you believe these mass protests are a healthy sign, so long as they're peaceful, that they're a healthy sign of our middle class, of our democracy?
It's a sign of democracy. It's a sign of democracy to make people bring out their voice, their voice need to be heard. Of course, we need stringent laws. We need laws to be enforced properly. And at the same time, we need much more to be done on the ground level. We need to bring some basic change in the way of thinking, the way of dealing.
I'm just going to come to that in a minute because there are 2 kind of changes. I mean, there's one top change and then there's one ground level change. Anna Hazare, for example, has now started another campaign. He's focusing right now on more the top level change, Lokpal bill, right to reject and all of that. You've been supporting him. What kind of advice do you give him? He's just started another campaign.
No, that when he asks me some advice, I will give him. Advices are given to individuals, instructions are given to the general public.
And what about Arvind Kejriwal? What do you think of his route, starting an Aam Aadmi Party, the political route?
No, that is his interest and it is good.
Which is more durable, the Anna way or the Arvind way?
That as journalists, you will tell us what is working, what is not working. But, when people are interested in going the political line, I would say they should go. If that is the calling that they have inside and that is what they think is needed for the nation, they should go.
Your blessings are with both of them?
I would say all the political, my blessings are with everybody, anybody who seeks it, they get it, provided they are interested in the welfare of the society. welfare of a country. I would say today every party gives ticket to, the criminal elements.
Yeah.
Why? Because they think they have a vote bank, they can easily win the election.
Yeah.
This is bothering me. Today I would say that every party should check the records of the people before they give them ticket, not to give ticket to any criminal elements in the party.
And
the character is most important.
Yeah.
And a lawmaker's character
Yeah.
is of utmost importance. That is needed. And same way, general public also need to look into themselves. We want change in the society. What is that I can do to change?
Guruji, I just want to ask you about this. What is the root cause over here? For example, Anna and Arvind are leading an anti-corruption movement. But what is the root cause, say, for corruption? Is it that our politicians and our rulers are corrupt and so society is corrupt? Or is it that the mass of society is corrupt and politicians are only a reflection of it?
There is a saying, the fish is rotting from the head. That's the...
It begins from the top.
No, everywhere we have our system, there is corruption everywhere. So this is what we need to check, and to check this, at the same time I would say there are good people everywhere. There are good bureaucrats, there are good politicians.
But you're saying the root cause is at the top level corruption and crime which filters down?
No, top.
Or is it that the mass of society is corrupt and politicians are thrown up from that mass and they're only a reflection of what's happening in the rest of society?
It's a combination of both.
It's both of them.
Both, combination.
Both are feeding off the other.
Yeah, it's a combination of both. Corruption begins where a sense of belongingness ends.
What's the solution at the grassroots level? The mass of society. How do we start changing the mass of society
role models.
Gradually?
Number one, role models. The mass needs a role model. Number one. Second is justice for them. They have to, and the work need to be done. Third is that they need a support group. If they want to, see, single person cannot fight the corruption. They need people with them to fight that.
What about values, Guruji? Because, again, this complaint that values have declined in our society.
Absolutely.
My question to you, what are the most important values?
Human values.
And how do we start?
Human values of compassion, of commitment, a broad vision, what I can do for the society rather than what I can take from the society.
And the change has to happen inside our homes, in our schools as well?
Correct, everywhere. And I tell you, it's already happening. In less than 2 months, I announced for a volunteer for Better India. 1,000 projects, people have come up and have taken up and made things, they've taken these projects and completed in 2 months. They're working in slums, bringing a sense of belongingness with people, and identifying these elements who have criminal tendencies and giving them an orientation, counseling them. These are the things that is needed, Then we can always improve human beings, we improve their behavior, improve their relationship, improve their values and attitudes. If you can take care of human being, society becomes better automatically. Just
in a nutshell, for the benefit of individuals who are watching this interview right now and are wondering, okay, how do I start sort of inculcating more values, and also if you're a parent, maybe for your children, what would be the sort of 1 or 2 things you would say, this is how you do it?
As there is not one solution like that. There are many solutions. So I cannot just say one formula, okay, this is the formula everybody apply. No. I have said it all. Whatever I have said in all these last 20 minutes, I have said it all. To add to this, I would say there are so many NGOs in the society who are working for the betterment of the society. There are so many faith-based organizations which are working for the betterment of society. It would be very good if all of them come together and work together, and the transformation can happen much faster. Again, we need to go and reach out to the people who are in need of help. they won't come to your doorstep. You know, we need to, every locality should identify people who are behaviorally, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically not healthy, and try to inculcate in them values, human values, make them good human beings.
And finally, to tie all this up to our theme of anger, you know, meanwhile, all this anger around us, how harmful is anger for an individual? What does it do to an individual personality?
You know, like salt in the food. How much salt you should have in the food? If it's more than that limit, the food becomes unfit to consume. Same with anger. A little anger is okay in life, and it should come only time to stand against injustice. Rest of the time, one should feel the inner peace. And to get rid of the anger, which is unwarranted, one should do some breathing, some meditation, and serve society. And that will increase the patience.
When you serve others, it gives you peace.
Correct.
And finally,
Usually I say 3 things. To increase patience, you should work with the senior citizens for a few days. Serve them. And one day of your life you spend in a madhouse, you know, with people who are crazy. You understand, you know, other person's perspective and how you should behave with people who are not the perfect model that you want them to be. Even doing these 2 things, the patience level in you will increase. And your ability to communicate becomes much, much better. And you can avoid anger gripping your whole soul, anger gripping your life and your body and getting you sick. You know, once again, meditation, meditation, and meditation.
And help others. Help others to help yourself.
Correct.
Guruji, it's been wonderful talking to you. Thank you very much. You've given lots of very important ideas and advices. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.